Recently, I took my nephew with me to Cape Town for a visit. He was 19 years old at the time, and it was a good trip together, as a kind of a get together, really. So, when we were there, we decided to visit these penguins in South Africa. They're called South African penguins. They are mainly located in Simonstown, and another location is the Bettystown. So this is a trip to the Simonstown. Gives you the overall orientation. That's the whole of Africa. And then when we zoom in, the South Africa is around here, and Simonstown is somewhere there. Brings more into view. Right, that's Cape Town, and Simonstown is about 40 kilometers down south on the way to the Cape Point. That's the Cape Point. It takes about 1 hour drive to reach the Simonstown, and that's where you find these penguins. There's a very small colony there. The penguins, they date back 60 million years apparently. They are flightless birds. They lost their wings, and the wings have become flippers. The bones are not hollow to reduce weight like in normal birds. And the emperor penguin, which is the biggest penguin, they can dive up to apparently 500 meters under the water, and can remain submerged for up to 18 minutes. That's amazing. There are 4 different types of penguins. One is extinct, that's a fossil penguin. So you have a small penguin, and then the African penguins, and the emperor penguins. They're kind of different sizes. The little penguins are up to 2 kilograms in weight. The emperor penguin can weigh up to 20 to 40 kilograms, whereas the African penguin is up to 3 to 5 kilograms in size. They live around only in the southern hemisphere. I did not know that. Northern hemisphere does not have penguins. So they live around the Antarctic zone. You can see South Africa and South America and Australia. So that is the penguin zone where they live in. And South Africa has got 3 different colonies: Simonstown, Lambert's Bay, and Betty's Bay. African penguins are also called as Siphoniscus demyrisus. They're quite strong, have a quite strong beak. They're black and white in color, and they are quite adapted for nightlife. So they are also called owls of the sea. And they're also called jackass penguins because they bray like donkeys. So that's why it's also known as jackass penguins. They have quite strong beak to seize and gouge. The tongue are covered by fleshy spines to assist holding the slippery fishes. It is difficult to tell males and females apart unless they're close together. Males generally have a larger beak. The colors vary depending upon their age. When the penguin is little, they are kind of bluish in color, and then they start molting, and that time they kind of become brown, pale brown in color. Then eventually they take on the black and white color of the penguins. The preen glands secrete natural oils which are spread over the feathers during preening to ensure waterproofing. Uh, the flipper is shaped like a hydrofoil to minimize friction when they are swimming. And the legs are placed far apart back to enhance the streamlining of the body, and also makes them look like Charlie Chaplin when they walk. It's kind of a Charlie Chaplin gait.
Jumping out of any cinema show, jumping along, directed like a rabbit. When you see Charlie Chaplin, you can't help but get the habit. First they stumble over both their feet, make their sticks and then look up and down the street. Fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, all your wife's relations, and a half a dozen others in London, Paris, or New York. Everybody does that Charlie Chaplin walk. Since Charlie Chaplin became all the craze, everyone copies his funny old ways. They copy his hat and the curl in his hair. His mustache is something you cannot compare. They copy the way he makes love to the girls. His method really is a treat. There's one thing about Charlie they never will get, and that is the shoes on his feet. And it doesn't matter anywhere you go, watch him coming out of any cinema show. Shuffling along, they're acting like a rabbit. When you see Charlie Chaplin, you can't help but get the habit. First they stumble over both their feet, swing their
The African penguins' feeding habits, they mainly feed on shoal fishes like anchovies and sardines. And they can dive up to 130 meters in search of food, and they swim about 7 kilometers per hour, and they can remain under the water up to 2 minutes, whereas the emperor penguin can manage up to 18 minutes. And they hunt together, so when they find the fish shoal, they circle them like this, and the black and white color frightens the fishes to become tighter and tighter in the shoal, and when they are distracted from the sides, the penguins start picking them up from the bottom of the shoal, like what they do here, shown here. And then they grab their food and bring it back to the chicks by traveling quickly and near the surface. They can travel by a method called porpoising, which is shown here. When they feed, they dive much deeper, depending upon their needs. And African penguins, their chicks has 3 months feeding time since it's hatched, and then it becomes a sub-adult with the brownish feathers, and they start molting, and then they shed their brown feathers, and then they take on the black and white feathers. And the penguins mate for life, and the female lays the egg in a burrow. And if they can't make a burrow, then they create a shallow pit, and they lay their eggs for incubation. They incubate the egg for about 38 to 40 to 42 days. And when the chick becomes a sub-adult, it's about 3 months down the line, and they start molting. During molting process, It occurs annually in all penguins. Molts lose their waterproofing, and as a result, they cannot feed. So they fatten themselves before molting, and then they fast during molting times, which can be up to 3 to 4 weeks when they take on the new feather. Penguins are quite territorial. They guard their nest. Males are they can fight and give you a nasty bite if another male approaches, and it also can bite the humans as well if you are not careful. And they are quite friendly, but they can give you a nasty bite if you are not careful. We were staying in a Woodbridge Island, which was a coastal town. So we decided to go to Cape Town Sea Point for our breakfast, and then move towards Simon's Town. Cape Town Sea Point is more like a Mediterranean beach in its outlook, and it also got well manicured green grass and lots of big rock boulders with a background of rocky hills, palm trees, and lots of school children playing. It's a beautiful beach to look at. We spent about half an hour there. From Sea Point, we took the coastal road towards Camps Bay, and these are some views on the road towards Camps Bay. You can see these rugged mountains, and it takes you towards the Signal Hill, which is a little bit further down. It's a very beautiful coastal drive. The Signal Hill comes to view now. It's really lovely drive. This is a roadside shop for animal skins. You can see zebra skin and antelope skins in display at present. South Africa has got abundance of wild animals, but for me, I never seen such things before. It's really lovely to look at. We didn't stop, but we just took some photos and we didn't buy anything. We just moved on. The next few images are about Signal Hill, the Lion's Head Rock. In the map, you can orient yourself. Signal Hill on the inland side, and we were on the Clifton Beach. So these photographs are taken from Clifton Beach looking into Signal Hill. These are some African artwork, wooden artwork shops. You find them quite a few on the road along the coastline. The following are a few shots of the coastline and the rugged mountains, and also the next feature is the lion's head, which you can see here now. It looks like a lion's head, the rock formation of the hill, and that's the lion's head now, and they look really nice and impressive. M6 is a toll gate road. The road passes through really rugged terrain. It's quite hard to put a road in this area, and rightfully they collect toll to pass through M6 road. It has a great views like this on both sides, and at one point here you pass through a tunnel-like structure where they cut the rock above. It must have been really hard to put this road on. The turquoise blue water of this coastal sea was so beautiful to look at, with the white sand beach, and also these unique trees, windsuck trees, which line the beaches, are unique, and it was really lovely to look at them. M6 road will take you all the way to the Cape Point, which is the end of South Africa. But we had to take a different road to M4 to reach Simontown, a little further down. On the way, we stopped at this little museum for natural history, and it was closed at that day. And the garden in the front had whale bones stacked up, and the children were playing among the bones. And it was really amazing to look at the size of the bones, how big they are, the whales. You can see the stacked up vertebra here, and also a rib which is going that way. Children were playing among them. Here we took the right turn to M4 towards Simonstown. As you can see it here, Simonstown is located in the Cape Peninsula, and it's about half an hour drive from there. So we were greeted by this beautiful and unique African hand carvings. It was lovely to look at. We spent some time looking at it. And this young lads' musical group kept us all entertained by their lovely, beautiful songs and a little dance to go along with it. It was quite cheerful and wonderful to watch them perform. Take video. And this young lad, we came across him just on the way to the beach. He was imitating a bronze statue. It must have been such a difficult job to do, standing there motionless for hours at a time. Penguins are friendly birds apparently, but at the same time they can be a bit nasty and bite your finger. They can give you a nasty bite. So they are only present in the southern hemisphere, in the penguin zone around the Antarctic region, as shown in this picture. I have only seen penguin in cinemas and televisions, so I've never seen a penguin before. To look at them in this beach here up front was really amazing, and it was really lovely. And these unique birds were walking like Charlie Chaplin. I'm not sure whether Charlie Chaplin got his idea for his walk from the penguins, I do not know, but it kind of looked very similar when the penguins waddle about. These two are young chicks having sunbathing, warming themselves up in the sun.